Lockie, first of all, how are you mentally, physically?
No, I'm going good. Obviously, it's probably been a big couple months for me. I think I handle it all right. It's probably the worst thing for me is probably it affects your family more than myself. I think they've done nothing. It's all me really doing it, and they're getting a bit of the blame for that. So that's probably the hardest thing, seeing them struggle a bit.
The day you knocked back $6 million or so from the West Tigers, that must be a bizarre day in your life, because that's not going to happen too often.
Yeah, money was really never a massive thing of playing. That was never really me. I just played because I loved the game, played with my brothers in the backyard and that. So people are going to see that and think, oh, that's stupid. You could have set your life up or whatever. You
told the Tigers early because you wanted to at least give them the chance to rebuild, but that's been criticised.
It probably come out in a bad way. They kind of asked, obviously, Isaac and us if we want to look at the deal and that, and we just thought telling them early and letting them know that I wasn't going to hang around, and we obviously didn't ask for a release or nothing back then, and we probably won't be here at the end of my contract, and like happy days, move on, and I'll play the rest of the couple of years out for the Tigers, but obviously it went a bit different.
The most controversial part of all of that was that the reason you gave was because you felt you wanted to be coached differently or you could develop elsewhere. Is that fair to say?
It wasn't coaching, it was more just developing, and that was all on me. I just felt like to improve myself, I wanted a change and a move, and it wasn't because of Benji, it wasn't because of Richo or none of that. It was nothing because of them, it was because I just felt a change would get me out of my comfort zone, would probably be best thing for me, and I'm not usually the kid that would really want to do that. I think I like staying around, and I've got some of my best mates at the Tigers, and for me to develop as a player, I think moving and meeting new people and understanding new systems, that was probably the best thing for my rugby league career.
Do you feel Benji's a reasonable coach?
I'm so grateful for Benji giving me my debut and putting faith in me to play my skill and play my footy. He's a great fella. He's actually a great bloke, and nothing bad towards Benji.
Did you feel that was misinterpreted?
Yeah, I thought it was misinterpreted a bit, but at the end of the day, people are going to have their opinion, and they're allowed to have that.
Lockie, the Instagram posts from a couple of players, from Jerome Luai, do you get impacted by those Instagram posts?
That's probably something I can't really talk about at the moment. Leaving the club, we obviously had an agreement where there's some things we probably can't talk about, and that's probably, obviously one of the things we can't talk about, so I'll leave that.
Do you and Jerome not get along?
People like to think we don't. We do. Me and Jerome got on fine. We probably weren't going over each other's houses, having sleepovers and that, because
not every teammate's like that.
100%.
Right?
Like, we were only together for a short period of time, but we always got on. We always spoke. We always talked, and people like to think that we never got on.
What was being said was that you were jealous of Jerome because he came into the side and got to be the big dog. Did you feel jilted or slighted?
I never walked in once into Concord thinking, oh, stuff him, he's coming here and taking all the reins and all that. I never thought that once, and people obviously can assume that, and obviously, like I said, they can have their opinions.
When you were telling the Tigers players about what was going on, is it true they mocked you or turned their back on you?
No, that never happened.
Wow, that surprised me.
Never happened. I got up in front of them twice, and because we had a full team meeting with coaches, and then we had just a players meeting, and I got up and I spoke to them all, and they all got behind me. That was never the truth. I seen that, and a lot of them were supportive.
Lockie, your manager Isaac Moses is despised by some people in the game, and they're saying that he put you up to this. Was this whole thing your decision or Isaac's decision?
This whole thing was my decision. I had told Isaac what I wanted, and he says yes, and that's basically it. I've ran this thing, I've backed myself, and I'm a pretty confident kid in that way. I've chose what I've wanted, and obviously we've got all this backlash from it, and I'll take that on the chin because it's something I've driven. You
say that with confidence, but people may not believe you, but it's genuinely what happened.
Obviously, he's my manager, and he has a big role to do in my career, and obviously my parents do as well, but I can say wholeheartedly that this was all driven by me.
Were the Bulldogs always going to be your destination?
No, we spoke to Para as well. I obviously met Rolsey, and he was a great guy, and obviously met Ciro as well, and we spoke to both of them, but at the end of the day, obviously I've chose the Doggies.
Why the Bulldogs?
I think meeting Ciro, I think the way he spoke to me, and how he has this club running at the moment. Obviously, it's something I want to be a part of. Just watching them the last couple months and seeing what they're building is obviously pretty cool too. You know, they're coming first on the ladder. That's pretty weird to go into a side that's obviously going so good, and yeah, I'm pretty grateful that they're one of the clubs after me.
Were you close to Parramatta?
Rolls is obviously such a great guy. I wouldn't say either or, like we were pretty close to both of them, and but at the end of the day, we obviously, as me and my family and Isaac and Adam and that, we all had our chats, and obviously it's my decision what club I've got to go through to the next 3 years, and yeah, I chose the Dogs.
How many times did you change your mind, do you reckon?
I don't reckon I changed my mind. It was just think of the positives for this club, think of the positives, put them all together, and at the end of the day, yeah, it was the Dogs.
I sit on a panel with Gus Gould, and he's been heavily criticised for trying to use his media position and by saying you're the best young player he's seen. Did Gus play a big role in signing you? Who led the charge from the Bulldogs?
Oh, it was obviously Cameron Serrato. And honestly, what Gus was saying, I didn't meet Gus till yesterday.
You have to earn your jersey. Would you care if you started in reserve grade or off the bench?
No, I've already spoke to Ciro about that. We've had long talks about reserve grade and coming off the bench, and I'm all for it. It's whatever is best for that team, and obviously they are coming first and they're going good. I don't expect to walk into that team straight away.
Lockie, could you play halfback?
Yeah.
Do you feel confident you could guide a team?
Yeah.
Is there any indication from Cameron Serrato, were you told we're signing you to play a certain position?
He threw up a number of positions actually. It was quite surprising. So yeah, I'm going there practicing all the crafts for a lot of positions.
The Bulldogs love a utility.
Yeah.
They're on a real path, the Bulldogs, aren't they? They seem to be, you know, they've got a steel about them that they want to be not just a good side this year, but a good side for a long time. As
me and Ciro have probably spoken about, we're not there for a couple of weeks. We're there for 3 years or 3.5 years on the contract. We're not here to just win next week. We're here to win the next 3.5 years.
Probably a tough question. There's a lot of Tigers fans who are really going to dislike you and will never forgive you. What do you say to them?
No, I understand where they're coming from. I think they can have their opinion and they can have their, obviously, hatred and that against me, and I understand that. And I think the main thing is I never wanted to disrespect the club. I never wanted to hurt the club or whatever, and I was just doing it for my best interest, I think. And yeah, I hope the best success for the whole club and the whole organisation.